Hey guys, welcome back to War Thunder and welcome to the island of Hokkaido. I'm not going to ask you how my children of the apocalypse are doing today because I already know that this video is going to turn all those frowns upside down. To start this video off, it is a special one. It's a treat because I'm not just showing you one battle and I'm not just showing you one plane. We're going to have a look at the Venom and first, its younger brother, the Vampire. Me and the Vampire go back quite a long time, and it's a plane that back in the day was just not very good. There's memories of this very map being spammed out by Meteor F3s and the good old named Sea Jesus. It just wasn't a good time back then for these planes. It was a fantastic time for the game though, because the challenge of flying it was sometimes deemed as one of the best features. Now, in order to get today's video out there for you, I've decided to partner up yet again with Raid Shadow Legends Online. There's a reason why this game has over 15 million downloads and is in the top 3 of the most downloaded apps on Google Play Store. The game has amazing graphics, and for a turn-based RPG, it's done pretty damn well. The most important thing is that there are new champions being added every single month, with unlockable ones available for simply just logging in daily. And the progressive rewards are also an insane feature, whereas simply by just playing the game, doing daily, weekly and monthly tasks, you continuously unlock new features in the game. All of this will be available in the video description down below. Make sure to click on the special link to get yourself 50,000 silver and a free epic champion as part of their new player program. Start your journey today with Raid Shadow Legends Online. Now, I know what a lot of people's opinions on advertisements are. It's not really necessary that it's this advertisement that people don't enjoy, it's that advertisements in general tend to be a bit of a pain in the arse, and that's why you skip through 60% of the video. Because I'm a content creator based on a platform that we all know and love and hate, YouTube, it's not very viable to even try to make content and use YouTube's built-in advertisement system, because the payout and the stress that the viewer gets from not being able to skip through just about any advertisement, I think, is infuriating. So for all of you who are willing to take my word for it, seeing that I have actually used the game, played it extensively for the past couple of weeks, and genuinely enjoy it, in some ways more than I enjoyed the game that you're about to watch me play, I think that everyone can have a try, can have a look, can have a download, and check it out for themselves. There's going to be 2 links on top of the description, as well as in a pinned comment for the Android, for the iOS version. And everybody who uses the link, you'll be directly supporting the channel, for which I am eternally grateful. With that out of the way, though, we have some matters to discuss. And it has to do with the Vampire's ability to not be a jet. This might come out of a bit of a shocker, but I don't look at the Vampire like a traditional jet would. And that's because it does one thing that most jets don't. It turns. And if I have to put my finger on one of the plane that can also do this and is also a jet, it would have to be the Horton 229 here, being flown by Jojo. Unfortunately, Jojo doesn't know how to use flaps, he doesn't know how to use altitude to his advantage, and he's fighting a person who's flown hundreds of sorties in the Vampire FB5. So, I'm at 2,500 meters. I have 2 Kikas that are both slightly above me, and one of them is being engaging a MiG-9 for the past couple of minutes. So, what do we do? Well, we're going to play a little bit of a switcheroo tactic. We're going to try to keep our energy up and keep track of all 3 enemies, because a Vampire has just joined behind me and he's actually catching up. Now, one thing I know is that if a Vampire gets within a certain distance of my plane and we engage into a turn fight, that's going to be an oopsie-doopsie, I did a whoopsie. What I have to make sure to do is to get that Vampire away from me, and as soon as he turns his back, I'm going to turn back into him. Why? When you have 2 planes with the same ability to turn, the best place to be is behind the person who's turning. And so I have to go through a reversal here. The Vampire makes a mistake, not sticking through. And it's really the last thing that he's going to do, because we're now on his 6 and we are within that turntable where we can start applying some pressure. But of course, we are not quite lucky with the shots we're taking, and with the F80A going all hammer on the spray, that means the Vampire is not going to be staying still for long enough for me to get a consecutive burst in. Again, we level out, we assess our situation, we've lost about 1,500 meters here, but we still have a Kika to engage, and the vampire seems to be minding his own business. I don't go for the head-on, it's not worth the risk, even if he's just wielding the 130mm cannon. We're going to go and do a split S, nicely relax, and just try to assess our situation once more. Kika above me, vampire in front of me, FADC turn fighting. Let's go help him out. And I can immediately tell what the vampire's going to do, which is the smart thing. He tries to pull a head-on. It's sort of a last-ditch effort because he knows that he's now going to have to engage me in a 1v1. And because we're both in the same plane, and because I know I'm the more experienced duelist, I have the upper hand here. Unfortunately, I've not dueled in the vampire for a very long time, so I have to relearn how to use the flaps. And right there, he could have potentially had a shot on me. And also, I'm still in a very dangerous position, using flaps, flying at all altitudes. Yep, there's the Kika. And I really believe that it's moments like this that show how well versed you are in the ability to ignore targets and stay focused on a target. As you can see, I'm not focusing on the Kika. I'm not even really trying to track him too much because I'm trying to make sure that this vampire is eliminated. He's by far my biggest threat. I can turn with a Kika. The Kika's going to run out of ammunition, it's going to run out of fuel, it's going to run out of energy. But the vampire will do everything that I'm doing and potentially better if it's flown by a better player. I get a lot of hits in, a couple of sparks, I turn around, and then... Well, actually, I'm going to let you guys guess. Welcome back to Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Here's a 25,000 Golden Eagle question. Do I A, get a kill? B, get my kill stolen? C, I crash? Or D, all of the above? The correct answer is... And since crew lock is still a thing, and I didn't really fancy seeing Mr. Ladd, Dr. Ladd in the game again, I figured I would change the BR, go one up, and fly out the big brother, the Venom. You know, back in the beginning of the video I said that the vampire's biggest non-jet characteristic is that it turns. Well, turning becomes more and more of a problem and a thing that you tend not to find in jets. Usually the faster the plane goes, the less it's going to turn. The Venom here, you can see, actually can't go particularly fast because it simply starts to lock out, but that's really not very important when you're chasing a premium saber who's killing pillboxes. Yeah, not really a good idea. If you're trying to learn how to play jets, even just going head on with everybody might be a better option. Like, not saying do it, but anything that involves trying to go after other players will eventually lead to you actually being able to engage other players. You using a premium saber to unlock a phantom isn't going to make you any more competent at, you know, not dying. So the Venom here, I'm going to use it in a bit of a different tactic. I fly it as a support plane, meaning when I have here a hunter in distress, he goes into a turn, he has half the team on that saber. I try to obviously provide a bit of backup. Not the best of engagements, not the best of shots, but, you know, I'm rusty. Deal with it. Now, unfortunately for me, and fortunately for you, since I have the power of editing on my side, this guy was running. This saber really took a liking in just going all over the place, to the border and back, and I even found my old friend there. Mr. Pillbox Destroyer was still flying around with half a wing, and he is actually a danger. So if you see a saber without half a wing, although I've heard somewhere through the power of the internet that this problem has apparently been fixed by a greater problem being introduced, I don't know, I don't care. And I think most of my cares tend to go away when I'm offered my greatest and favourite engagement of all time, the aforementioned head-on pass. Why do I like it so much? Because if you know what you're doing, you can get things like that. I mean, let's be real, it's simple, it's effective, it conserves ammo, conserves time, and every once in a while, people just want to do it again. Which, yeah, still love you, American teams, still love you. And I think the syndrome is not based around American pilots alone, because British also try it, and a bit of friendly rivalry there. No one hit anything, not a big deal. Going to turn back around, and then I spot that the pillboxer, he's still there. He's still, zooming by like a deranged animal. And frankly, I think he has to be put down out of his misery. And of course, being him, he doesn't have many options to engage. He's going to go and select the head-on, which I will take for the third time in this match, and take my second kill? Can we call that a second kill? We will, because without it, we shan't be an ace today, as there simply are not enough players left in the match. There's only one person left, and he is in the almighty Vote Hall, which has, I believe, 4 Aidens in the nose, and of course, he will probably try to go head-on. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's also cleansing how basically every single kill in this match, except for the first one, was a head-on. And yeah, there goes another saber. The Vote Hall goes for his second target, but that thing doesn't have a very good rudder. And if you know where he's going to turn, you know where he's going to burn. That's GG. Good play. Technically an ace. Not really, but yeah, for the sake of the argument, let's call it so. And with that said, that brings us to the end of today's video. I hope you did enjoy the 2 playing features. I think it was a entertaining video to make, hopefully entertaining one to watch. And yet again, if you want to support the channel, please have a look at Raid Shadow Legends, and also let me know what you think. Till next time, take care and safe flying.